Hey, what's going on guys, Mixube here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a sort of mono-white, but mostly Boros aggro deck for standard best of 3, and we're going to be playing this deck in the standard metagame challenge, and I did a video yesterday playing a Is It Tempo deck in that exact challenge, so if you guys want you can check that out too for a different type of style. But yeah, today we're going to be taking a look at this deck, and it's very similar to the one Crokies was piloting in his SCGs, and I've been playing a lot of control or like tempo-y decks in the challenge, and I want to play something more aggressive. So we're gonna go with this. It runs a lot of like a mono-white shell and splashes red for Showdown of the Skalds and Bone Crusher Giant, and a couple things in the sideboard. So we're gonna start off with Showdown, a new card from Kaldheim, basically huge incentive to be in red. 4 mana, exile the top 4 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. So essentially a 4 mana draw 4 over the course of 2 turns. Crazy, especially in an aggressive deck, just really great. And we're aggressive, so we're built to take advantage of the next 2 chapters, which read, whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So I'm sure you guys have seen this card already, but it basically makes any creature you want freaking huge while you're casting spells and just gasses you right back up. Other new cards are Usher the Fallen, crazy aggressive 1-drop. We're not a life gain deck, we're just, I want to say like mono-white aggro, but pretty much Boros aggro. So this 1 mana 2/1 is great. Boast for 2 mana, create a 1/1 white human. I'm sure you guys have seen it already. Amazing card, especially against not hyper aggressive things like rogues or control or tempo. Just a all in all house. You guys have seen the rest of the deck before. Giant Killer, blow up big creatures, tap other creatures, Selfless Savior, protection effect on a body, Aspirant, grow your creatures, Hollow Blade, very sticky threat. Shepherd's great, it can save your creatures, or you can reset your Showdown by bouncing it to your hand to replay and draw another 4 cards. So that's really cheeky. 1 Luris, because we have a lot of targets, and it's another card advantage source, as well as a 3/2 body isn't horrible, and the lifelink can come up. Couple Mauls, get that first strike, get that flying, poke in for extra damage. Removal spell on a creature, amazing. 2/2 split between these lands. I know Crokies was running 4 Miria's Call, but I've put in a couple more red sources because I have a couple more red pips in my sideboard. And I figured that Shatter Skull Smashing, while we might not always cast it as a removal spell, is good to have the option. Mana base aside from that is really standard, just a couple Fabled Passages, white red, and the Pathway. So we'll get to the sideboard. 1 Sentinel's Eyes as a escape card against rogues. Our other rogues cards include Phoenix of Ash, which I personally think just beats rogues. I was running rogues and kept getting bodied by this card in a bunch of Boros aggro decks, so we're going to be trying it out. Redain against control, or I mean if ever you're facing snow you have that option, but I'm more excited about this in control. Same thing for Bossry, control, awesome. Withered Runestone against sacrifice. There's a fair amount of sacrifice in this tournament as well, or against Winota if you face it. Soul Guide Lantern against any type of deck that's graveyard reliant. Red Cap Melee against any aggressive red thing, and 1 mana Kill the Dragon. The Goldspine Dragon's great. Same for a Crow and War, you could take the dragon, anything aggressive, you could take their big creatures, hopefully kill them off. And Heliod's Intervention, just blow up some artifacts or enchantments if you need to. So that's the list, guys. It's not too different from Crokies', but that's sort of the point. I want to just play something lean and aggressive, and I've been writing a paper today, so not in the mood to think and make a super creative deck. So if you guys like the deck, I'd appreciate dropping a like on the video, and consider subscribing. It really motivates me to make more content. So let's get into some games. All right, let's go on the play. Against Luris, so probably rogues. Hand seems fine. Might need a bit more white mana at some point, and land 4 is going to be needed, but I don't think we can mulligan this. I am recording the games a little bit after I recorded the intro. It's been a fair amount of time, but you know, all is good. Ooh, red. Okay, cycling. Oh boy. Here we go, guys. So now we're on the hyper aggro plan. Well, I guess that's one really budget way to get this run done. You just pull up with cycling and hope you get there. It is a real deck, although pretty degenerative. Can't even lie. That resolves. All right. Really looking for land 4. because triple Showdown with nothing else to, oh, nothing to cast is a little awkward. And we haven't found a land at all. We've just drawn, what was it, one Showdown? What do we even open? I don't know. We've drawn a couple Showdowns and the Usher, I think. All right, healer. Opponent's going to try to out-heal me, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. These are just going to get really annoying. Where if we're trying to pressure them down and they're healing up a million every turn. No attacks, I'm guessing. Yep. All right. White source. Well, it's on a white source. But it can apply pressure. Let's attack. I could boast, but I just want the 3-1 because the boasted 1-1 doesn't do anything. I'm not about to just throw a dog away for no reason. And yeah, if they hit 4th land, then they're healing for 8. And they go for a stinger. Okay, so opponent's really playing out their cyclers, or cycling payoffs. I'm actually not used to facing cycling players that do this all that often. You typically just get one Fox or like a Dranith Stinger. But I have faced my fair share of cycling in this challenge, so it's pretty reflective of what the meta is in this, because it's budget and people are trying to farm decks. And yeah, see, this person's not even running the pathways, which, I mean, they might be, but you typically want to run all the pathways because it's pretty much free. And okay, this is starting to get ridiculous. Attack with all again. Opponent might consider taking some blocks. How many cyclers do they have? 4. Okay, well, at least we have some Soul Guide Lanterns on the board, which is kind of funny. Probably gonna have... Oh, they take it all. Okay. Interesting. Let's just boast, make a 1-1. I think that's fine. I don't think playing out the Giant Killer is very good. We're probably just ending up... Well, we probably just end up blocking with it anyways. And yeah, opponent goes for their 3rd healer, and we just can't hit land 4, guys. Story of this deck for me. All of this resolves. They're going to start burning us which is with every cycle. And they've healed so much off these things, so... Really trying to get this Showdown online. Right now, Zenith Flare hits for 6. So you always have to worry about that. And no attacks. Alright, land. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll start by attacking. Let's see what the opponent does. And they... Alright, so we can play a little bit more defensive in... We play the Giant Killer, make a 1-1. I think we just go for the Showdown. Find what we find. Now you're taking the piss. Alright, well, that's where all our land went. Oh god, I was hoping to reveal maybe 1 or 2 lands and then have playables for the next 2 turns, but clearly not the case. Alright, that resolves. Opponent can almost Zenith Flare me. Have to be careful not to die, so we're definitely blocking if they attack with 4 open mana. Yep. All of this can resolve. It's really sad they opened 3 healers. Or not opened, but hit 3 healers so soon, because our aggro plan is being really shut down here. Alright, what you got? Opponent does have 4 mana. So Flare hits for 8, meaning we can't go below 8. So we have to be defensive, I think. Block like this, take 1, 2, take 4. I think that's fine. Yep. Because if we don't block everything there, I think we're just dead to a Flare. Yeah, so they have 8 cyclers, so it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be 14, so we have to block like this just to not be dead to a Flare. And now the question is, can we kill them on the way back? No, we can't. There's the Flare. Okay. So we're dead to double Zenith Flare, but then again, like, we are always dead to double Zenith Flare. So how do we play this? We'll play the land, thin our deck, because, well, now we don't want to see the land, right? Feels bad. Can go for another Showdown. It's like, whatever. I can go for hollow. Okay. I need 4 blockers by the end of this turn. So we're going to start with the Hollow Blade. Make that bigger. And we're also going to play out the Giant Killer. Make this guy bigger. So we need 4 blockers. 1, 2. So if we attack like this and we boast, we have 4 blockers. And then we're just dead to double cycle, but we can't do anything about that. So I guess we just hope they literally just have to brick on land. We can't kill them here because so we put another counter, they go down to 11. And we boast. And we do what we can, but yeah, I don't think we made any mistakes. Alright, that's 1 cycle. Gain 1,000,000 life. But yeah, killing them when they have this many healers is pretty much impossible. So we're dead to a flare, we're dead to a cycler. And we're dead. Okay. So you guys know how it is. Cycling is going to cycle. It's pretty degenerative. And we don't hit land 4 on time, and we hit a super awkward Showdown of the Skulls. So that is what it is. But. These boys come in first and foremost. Does anything else come in? Because this is pretty much guaranteed. Weathered Runestone. I mean, it counters the lures. I don't think it's worth the spot. They might just not play the creatures. Not very good. They have some red creatures. Not worth it. No artifacts and enchantments. Non-creature spells your opponent cast with CMC 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. Make your Zenith Flare 6 mana. They might have trouble getting there. Alright, now let's make some cuts. What do we want to drop off? I suppose we can drop a Giant Killer or 2. It's a good answer to a Flourishing Fox, but that's about it. And we have answers here. Could drop off the lures. It's a little bit slow. Maybe 1 Showdown, in all honesty, because we're just trying to kill them as fast as possible. But these lanterns help me grind a bit more. It's interesting. I want these. Maybe on the draw I don't. Maul helps me get damage. This is good against their entire board, or the entire board they had last game. This is just land. So 2 cuts. 2 cuts. Hollow Blade isn't bad. It's not particularly great, though. I'm going to drop off a Maul. They can make a lot of tokens. So maybe the Maul is good, but I don't really want to brick on Mauls. And I think I drop off 1 Showdown. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting a false impression because I bricked on Showdowns that game. Alright, we'll run it like this. I just want a low aggressive curve and try to kill them as fast as possible. Maybe that was a mistake. We'll see. Play first. Oh, man. We have 3 lands, technically. I don't think we can mulligan, but I think it is close. We'll play this tapped. I don't need to take 3 extra points of damage. As you guys saw, the games can be very close. And I am glad I did pick up 1 Maul, but we're about to see turn 1 Fox. Easy turn 1 Fox. And we draw our 1-drop on turn 2. So games are a bit weird, guys. Games going a bit awkwardly. This is fine. This is fine. Double Flourishing Fox. We have Aspirant. which would have been really nice to deal with one. But dealing with two might prove to bring issues. And okay, so we cut a Scalds and we draw two more Scalds without any red sources. So, I mean, magic is really gonna magic, right, guys? Oh man, let's take one of these foxes. And I will make my aspirant bigger and push through for some damage. It's also good that this fox doesn't get exiled, or it doesn't go to the grave, it gets tucked under the apparition. Alright, opponent seems to only have white mana as well. Difference is that they have a lot of drawing in their deck. As you guys know, all their cards just say 1 mana draw card on them. Very fun, very interactive. 5/5 Flourishing Fox. Let's race. Ooh, and we hit it. Okay. I don't even think we Showdown this turn. I just think finding the red source is important. Let's just make Aspirant freaking huge. So this goes for 8. And then we hit them for 9 next turn and they're dead. 9 because of the Aspirant counter. Oh, depending what they do. So, not too bad. They can grow their Fox, but if that's all they're doing with their turn, I think we're pretty happy to just either take it or chump block regardless and then crack back and kill them. No red source makes me feel nice and cozy. And they hit another land, okay. I'm not taking 9 for no reason. So I mean, I think they're just done on board. Sorry, regardless. If they attack. No attacks. Okay, are they dead now? I think they are. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're dead. Alright. Yep, okay. Sorry, my throat's just being a bit weird. So we get there. Hyper aggression seems good. Now, do we want to change that in any way? Do I care about the Akroan War? Akroan War seems good in that. Like, cycling is so weird because you have to deal with the graveyard. You also have to deal with creatures. Jeez. I am happy with 3 Showdowns. I don't think the games are going to go long enough for enough of them to matter. I don't hate the Redains, especially because Vigilance. Maybe we cut 1. Weird. Giant Killer's good against those foxes, but we have 3. And they only do have 4 foxes. And there's no other target, so I can even argue for going down on Giant Killers. I don't know, I think I run it back like this. Molo is good, but I don't want to draw too many. I think drawing 2 is just enough. Or just having 2 in the deck is just enough. Alright. Now we're going to be on the draw, so our mana's probably going to be a bit better. But we might run the risk of having a less aggressive draw. Okay. This is fine. Opponent mulligans, so that's good. It's not perfect. It's not horrible. Now we have to... Ooh, they mulligan a lot. I have absolutely no pity. You're playing cycling. Oh, no, I think I'm just throwing. There's no way you mull that much. Now, what do they mull to? 4? Are they going to do it again? I don't know what happened. Either they're digging for like a fox, or they're just getting painfully mana screwed. I don't see what else it could be. There's no way you dig for flare. And I feel with cycling, you can even afford to keep a 1-lander. Like, your absolute worst case, if you mull to 6 and have 1 land, at least all your cards draw another card. So you have a lot of draw steps to potentially hit. They mull to 3. There you go. Turn 1, cycle. Alright. Let's be aggressive. Opponent mulled to 3. So we're going to try to kill them as fast as possible. That means slam Shepherd as 3-1. We don't even need to. We can slam Hollow Blade. All right. Do they not have any cyclers? Did my opponent just brick online? All right, so this game 3 is kind of a joke. Watch me say that and get fucking slapped around by a Zenith Flare. What did you find? Oh, they had a fox. I don't know. I might have played that. Especially, unless they're just playing purely for the flare. We'll see if we find anything on 3. We do. Alright, Maul's coming down. Let's go. Let's just push out some damage. Next turn we can go double Shepherd, and then we can follow that turn with Showdown. Or we can just play Showdown and then buy it back whenever we want. I can Showdown right here, but I feel like we miss out on a lot of value if I do. But then again, it's also like, look at the game I'm playing. How much value do I really need? And we can buy it back with Shepherds. Alright, let's go for the Showdown. This could have been a mistake, and maybe we just are supposed to try to kill them, but they're almost dead anyways. And that means we secure +1/+1 counters buff, +1/+1 counter buffs up until their next turn, meaning our Hollow Blade can get pumped to 7. Opponent plays Luris, yep. And you just have a Fox in there. So game 3, kind of a joke, but again, if you guys have ever faced cycling, you know the pain. You guys know the struggle. And so we're going to win this game. I'm just going to cast 2 spells and poke in with the Hollow Blade. So I will check how long I'll check how long this match was. And if it wasn't too long, we'll probably suit up another. But if it was, we just won't. And it's no biggie. Look at that. Shepherd doing Shepherd stuff. Yeah, we have way more than lethal. We could just swing it for 7. And that's the game. So you guys see the power of the deck if you don't just get out-healed in game 1. But yeah, so that went pretty well, especially games 2 and 3, even though we don't find our Soul Guide Lantern. Really good for this matchup, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, we'll see if we're going to go to the next one or not. Just, again, showing you guys I am in this challenge. Nice Mastery Pass rewards. Alright, for real. Next game. Alright, let's go. On the play against Luris. Yeah, hand's good. Hand is really good. Again, another Luris match. Alright. I think I'd honestly rather play against Rogues than Cycling, although none of them are particularly a good time. Get the Usher down on 1. Okay, they're cracking the passage, so probably Rogues. I don't think Cycling runs passage, although I haven't actually looked at Cycling deck lists in a while. Yeah, that's Rogues. Okay. Ooh, that's a good drop. Solid Usher. Let's go. Just get out of the gate aggressive. And Showdown to refuel after we just dump our aggression is going to feel real nice. So, okay. Slam Bone Crusher Giant? I don't think so. I think we attack, boast, and play other Usher. We'll bolt in. We're clearly the aggressor here. And yeah. That's a lot of power on turn 3. Nice. Thank you. Thanks. Let's see if they can deal with it. Or what they can do to deal with it. Up 1 mind. Oh boy. Alright. Opponent's in trouble. They have to go to discard step? Yeah, I mean, they played their land for turn. I guess just drop off more land. So I can attack double boast, or I can get Showdown online. So 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it is GG. We're attacking with all regardless. I guess I'll hit him back with a GG. We can boast and stomp face. We can play Showdown. Honestly, let's just play Showdown. Make sure it resolves. And give me a million options. And a million counters for next turn. So even if the opponent can somehow deal with all of this, we have Showdown to fall back on. Yeah. And I can't actually play all of this out next turn, but I can play enough of it. Ruin Crab. Nice. Other Showdown, that's kind of funny. At least we only hit one land, so we have our land for the turn. We'll let them play it out, I guess. We can see some of what's in their deck. Styled on the Vantress, meaning we know they're not just some budget rogues deck, which, believe me, I have faced. Let's go. This is kind of what ended up happening to me sometimes when I was running rogues. I would just get bodied by hyper-aggressive things. So that can definitely be a problem. We're going to put this on red, and then we're going to start... Do I even need to play these out? We're going to start with one Hollow Blade. Just get this Usher up. Drown in the Lock, destroy Usher. Return. Beef up this Usher. Hollow Blade resolves. Are they dead? I'm not sure. Yeah, they're dead. Because we attack, they block the crab, take 4, we bone crush their face. And I think we can put another counter on something to make sure they lose. Let me just make sure there. So we put another counter on this. Let's say they block it, take 3, and then I mean no, we don't actually win that. Oh, we attack with this. Yeah, no, we have to stomp face, but if I'm missing something, let me know. I'm not exactly thinking too much about it. These they run drown. They run into the stories and Aghanim Awakening, so we won't redain. Soulguide Lantern might be good, although I'm not sure. We'll put 1 for now. I think that's it. Now we'll see for the cuts. Can drop off some Giant Killers. Might even drop off some more. Drop off a Maul. It's a little bit clunky. Do we want double redain against this? It's definitely not bad, but it's definitely not like absolute 10 out of 10 we killed it. It can make turns where they go for into the story super awkward. Do we drop Lurrus? I don't think so, because Lurrus can give us a lot of graveyard value. Skyclave Apparition takes out their rogues, so we keep it. Maybe it is just more Giant Killers. They don't seem too great in the match. The only targets they really have are Giant Thieves Guild Enforcers or Giant Soaring Thought Thieves, like after a bunch of lords have been put down. So now the question is, do I even want the 1 Lantern? I actually don't think so. I don't think it's worth playing for like the potential Aghanim Awakenings, so I think this is what we're going to run with. Curve is pretty heavily on 3, but this can kind of be a 2. And this is ideally getting escaped back. So yeah, this is fine. Let's go. Opponent will start naturally. Alright, hand's good. Nothing on 1, but we might draw into it, and I cut a lot of my stuff on 1, so I say a lot, my Bone Crusher Giants. So we'll see. Passage on 1, love to see it. Passage and Crab is devastating. As you all know, okay, that's a lot of mountains. It's also just a lot of land in general. I think I want to get this out of the way. We're going to need double white, and I'm not going to put trust in my deck to draw me more white sources. We can also use these mountains as discard fodder for the Hollow Blade. Absolute worst case. So we'll try to get it to resolve. That's good. Double Hollow Blade, nice. We'll see if they run hard counters here, with aside from Drown in the lock. As in like Essence Scatter, or softer counters like Lofty Denial. Okay, Thought Thief, that's fine. Seems good, seems fine. No stress. They can start milling me, and having all these mountains is good for if ever we find a Phoenix of Ash. As in, if they mill the Phoenix of Ash for us, because I don't really want to draw it. Okay, what you got? Bloodchief's Thirst. Yeah, let's throw away a mountain. We're going to see another removal spell? We might. Heartless Act. Alright, now what do we drop off? My next turn's probably Apparition, this Thought Thief. I think it's other Hollow Blade, right? Or is it just Bone Crusher Giant? We'll drop off Bone Crusher Giant. That could be wrong. But I feel like if they had cheaper rogues, they would have played them before all of, like, just spamming this Hollow Blade full of removal. Let's go. Mill me a Phoenix. Just some land. Okay. And 4 land is, or 4 mana is really important because it gives me Showdown of the Scalds. So we definitely want that, and also gives me Phoenix from the yard. So double white, we will take out this Thought Thief and start poking in with the Apparition. Happy to discard another white source and hold my double red. So we'll see what happens with any more removal. Bloodchief's Thirst, yep. He's just sending it. Just all at the Hollow Blade. I mean, and a Drown. Alright, well, this Hollow Blade has eaten so many removal spells. I'm holding this on just for the hope that we top deck Scalds. Alright, no Scalds. It's fine. We're playing this out. We're getting this down because it's like having a discard for the Hollow Blade. And we're passing. Alright. So this thing is destructible now, but not really because of the Selfless Savior. And opponent passes. Let's go. Showdown of the Scalds. Easy. Good game. We did rip that, though. That's actually cheese. Put this on white. And yeah, those are some really good rips. Having exactly 2 lands means we hit our land for our turn and can hold open Shepherd, as well as being able to hit our land this turn and next turn. The Lol Mage's Domination. Come on back, homie. Yeah, I know we can reset the Scalds and draw a million cards, but yeah, good game. We have lethal on board like a million ways by casting spells and just literally having 3 damage on board. Alright guys, and we are back. So, I mean, obviously, and I hate to say obviously, but obviously this deck was successful. It's pretty much very similar to Croaky's, and we all know how good that guy is. Freaking insane. Mad respect. But yeah, so this is the deck I think I'm going to be farming the challenge with for the last day or so. I might run his version back a couple games and switch to this. I do like Phoenix of Ash though. I like it a lot more than Sentinel's Eyes. Even though it makes the mana a little bit more awkward, I am a huge fan. This card is tricky. I like it against like Teamer and stuff, but it can, and Winota, but it can be a bit awkward. All in all, I like the deck. Giant Killer is another thing I'm not too sure about, being 4 copies. Maybe put 1 or 2 in the sideboard and fill the rest up with dogs. I'm not sure. I just feel like in some matches you want to be really aggressive, and Giant Killer isn't bad for an aggressive 1-drop, but it's not exactly like as good as Usher. Like this card's your ideal opener when you need to be the aggressor. I don't know, guys. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do. Don't forget to bounce your showdowns with Shepherd if you need to. And don't be afraid to play this as a 3-1. Just being able to beat your opponent's face down is important as well. So that's it for me, guys. Again, deck list will be in the description down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.